What's up, YouTube? I'm here with a quick video. It's fresh on my mind. I just recorded this video and I went back and looked at it, and I really just got to start letting stuff go because this is on my heart, and when something is on my heart fresh and I have the chance to record it, I try to come and record it. So I just left my mom's house, so this is what triggered me to come and record a quick YouTube video on karmic people. Because if you're spiritually awakened, if your conscience to a certain level, because consciousness has levels, just like spirituality has levels, it's truly levels to this shit. If you're in that spiritual realm, you have heard the word karmic. Now, most people use this word karmic to describe a karmic partner, but karmic could mean anyone. Karmic can be a karmic can be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your friend. Basically, that word karmic can be placed to anyone. Now, if someone is a karmic person, that does not automatically mean they're like a bad person. It does not mean that. However, it depends on where they are in their journey, and if they have kind of worked through their own karmic debts and stuff. That's what's going to depend if they're karmic. Now, you have some people that are going to die karmics. And I think that's more like narcissistic people, sociopaths, people who really would have to go through a lot to change. But I just wanted to record this quick video because I left my mom's house. Like I said, I just did her hair. I love my mom dearly. However, I went through my spiritual awakening happened back in 2018. So you got to understand, this is still somewhat fresh to me, and I'm still on my journey of learning. I don't want to speak down on anyone. That is not my goal here. I am truly on a spiritual journey for my own soul's evolution and also the evolution of the planet, to raise the consciousness and the vibration of the planet. So you got to do work on yourself. To change the world, you must change yourself. We all have heard that quote. I might not then quote it exactly as it is, but that's the quote. So I had read an article about, karmic people, how anybody can be a karmic. And I'm going to try to make this video very short because this is just on the top of my head. And this is just to help anyone out there who may feel like they have a difficult family. They have a difficult family member. You know how they always talk about the black sheep of the family. I don't even consider myself a black sheep. I just consider myself someone who wants to live a life of peace and harmony and joy as much as possible. So someone who wants to evolve and, really live a peaceful life. And in order to do that, there is certain karmic things you have to do to balance, that you have to balance out for yourself. So you have certain karmic lessons that you have to learn. Most of the time you learn that lesson through karmic people. And I always felt a little different from my family. But like I said, I don't feel like I'm the black sheep. But I did want to read a little bit of this article. And if you are on a spiritual journey and you feel like you have a lot of difficult people around you who don't understand you, who, when you're talking spiritual, when you're talking consciousness, or even when you're talking positive, because some people don't even want to hear you talk positive. Some people looking at you like you crazy just because you're a positive, happy person, or you're trying to be. And it can be people close to you. Matter of fact, your lessons are going to come from people close to you. That's another thing I want to let people know. The devil, I don't believe in a physical devil. I believe that energy can be with anyone, right? But in order for the devil to attack you, first and foremost, a lot of that stuff starts within and in your mind and heart and all that. That's stuff that you got to work through. However, in order for the devil to even get close to you, meaning that energy, that lower energy, they use people closest to you. So it's not going to, 9 times out of 10, it can be an outsider that you don't even know, but they're not going to affect you as much as someone closer to you. So people have to get close enough to you to infiltrate your energy, infiltrate your space. Plus, the stuff, it doesn't work. Like, their attacks against you won't work if it's not personal, if it's not have that emotional effect to it. People talk shit about people all day online, but if you don't know these people, it might piss you off for a second, then you're going to get over it because you don't know these people personally. But in order for this devil energy to have a true effect on you, it's going to come from people that you love or you think you love, or people who love you, or you think that love you. It's not going to come from, and that can come from anybody, don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is a real spiritual attack. That's what I call it. Sometimes it's in a spiritual attack, and I'm going to talk about spiritual warfare on another video. But I'm just saying all this to say, anybody in your life can be a karmic. So, don't look down on people. Like, I love my mama dearly, but I feel like my mama is a karmic person to me, because my mom, and I'm being very personal right now, my mom was not as loving as she possibly could have been. My mom, had problems with alcohol and drug abuse, so that kind of affected her a lot too. But I see everything from a high perspective. That's why I say I love my mom. I would never mistreat my mom or any of that. However, my mom doesn't have any control over me, as she shouldn't. No mother or father should have control over their adult children, period. So I did want to read something, an article that I just read, and it's about karmic mothers and karmic relationships. And this is going to sound weird for a lot of people, and I'm going to try to, because I just read this on my last video and jacked it all the way up, so I'm going to try to abbreviate it, but you can go read this yourself. This is what the article looks like. It's blue. It has a blue background, so you can know you're on the right page. And at the top of it, it says raising the frequency of consciousness. That's at the top of the page. So it says, a true mother recognizes, a bond with her child to be an opportunity to demonstrate undying, unconditional love and acceptance. So, and it also says a true mother's love does not sour or diminish as she watches her child grow. Meaning, you don't put your child down. And this is something everybody has to learn. But if your mother didn't take that time to do that on herself, then she may do these things to you. And it also says she is the child's example of love without expectations of self-gratification, but simply loving to love. You have to simply love to love. Now, we all been criticized by our mothers and fathers and whoever coming up. And, I'm not saying this to look down on them. These are things they didn't learn. This is probably how they was raised, or what they seen, examples of what they seen. So it's all they know. So this is what they do to raise their own children. But, a mother's relationship, if it's karmic, basically what it's saying in this article, if it's a karmic mother, then she's basically looks at her children as her servants. That's what it basically says. She looks at you to meet her expectations of love and acceptance. So basically for her to love and accept you, and this can be a father, basically for them to love and accept you, you have to be following what they are telling you to do. But when you're an adult, it's up to you to live your life and control the narrative of your life. No matter how you was raised, you can take the good from what you was raised, even take the bad. But it's up to you to come to your own conclusion in life of how you're going to run your life. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but it was freshly on my heart. This has helped me on my journey, because I don't know about nobody else, but I want as much peace and harmony and growth and elevation. Anything that I can possibly do to make my life better, I want it. So when you're on a spiritual journey, what got me on my spiritual journey is just questioning life, asking God questions so I could be better. So I went through all this, asking God, like, why did I end up with this mother? Or like, my father was in my life till I was like 7, then he moved to Arizona. So he's kind of been absent, so I haven't had to really deal with my father on that, but he probably has his own issues and things like that. But I'm closer with my mother and other family members that I find them very difficult. I find them not taking accountability for their own life, very judgmental at times, always pointing out what somebody else is doing, yet not working on themselves. I don't think, if you're not working on yourself, taking accountability for your own life, you shouldn't have no way to be saying nothing about nobody else's life. So I'm saying all that to say that, like, if you're in the spiritual world, anyone can be a karmic person in your life. And like I said, it doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just, that's where they're at on their journey. I might have been a karmic to somebody like before I was awakening and before I was like spiritually awakened, I could have came in somebody's life and was a karmic person to them. So I'm not trying to say these people are, you know, I'm not saying look down at these people, but I'm just trying to give you a greater understanding that this life that we are living is deeper than what we have been taught. And it's up to you to go on a journey to figure out why certain things are the way they are. Everyone in your life is going to teach you something. And also in that article, it basically was saying that your mother could have been your mother in a past life. She could have been your wife in a past life. She could have been your sister, your brother. People don't want to go that deep. But this is all things deep, and I do want to go that deep. Like, I know we don't want to think about stuff like that. We got enough to think about in the world. But some souls have been here in different bodies. And that's just what I choose to believe. That's just what I choose to believe. So in that article, it's basically saying your mother could have been your wife. You might have divorced her in a past life and she don't want to see you happy. I don't know. Same for your dad. Like, I don't know. But all I know is in order for you to gain a certain level of peace and serenity in your own life, you have to see things for what they are and not for what you want them to be. Now, you can focus on the things you want to take place in your life, and you can create your life by focusing your energy where you want it to go and paying attention what is going to edify and evolve your spirit. But on the other hand of that, you got to see things for what they are, and you got to see people for who they are, because I had a bad habit of putting people on pedestals, you know, not really understanding that someone close to me could do me this dirty. And unfortunately, I had to learn that the hard way, which was the best way. It was the best way for me. So didn't want to make this video long. I'm already at 11 minutes, but karmic can be anybody. And it doesn't mean they're bad, but you do have some people that are karmic people that are never going to change. And that's going to be more on your narcissists, sociopaths, that side of things. But you do get people that are not those titles, that are still stuck in their ways and probably never going to change. It's just all, you know, it's not none of your business, because you can only control you. You can only change yourself, and you can only be an example, hoping that the example that you set will help others. I didn't want to make this video long, but I love y'all. Stay tuned for more content. I am going to be dropping more content. Make sure you like this video. You can thumbs down this video. Leave me leave a comment if you have something to add to this, and if you've experienced this. Like, if you're on a spiritual journey and you feel like you the only one in your family on that journey, or you might have other people in your family that's on your journey. I wish I did, I really do. And I'm not saying I don't, because I do have family that's here, there, and everywhere, like in other states. So I'm not saying I don't, but in my immediate family, no, I'm the only one who's striving and taking these burdens on my back and really trying to change the narrative going forward. So I love y'all so much. Please subscribe to my channel. I am going to make YouTube a priority. I just haven't made YouTube a priority. Different stuff is happening in my life. When you're on a spiritual journey, you're going with the flow and you're going through different things. Like, it's different. It's different, but I feel like I've learned a lot these past 4 years, and I feel like where I'm going is going to be more peaceful, and I'm going to have more time to create and focus on the things that I really want to do. And I really want to help people, but that's just me. Like, I've always been a person that wants to help others, so that's just naturally who I am. But yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Come back for another video very soon.